Mavis Mamba travels by public transport to work every day. She spends about a third of her salary on it, but says she's lucky to have a job. In a country where 1 in 3 people are unemployed, Mavis is the sole breadwinner in her family of 8. And the proposed tax increase from 15 to 17% is making her anxious.
I think the tax will make our lives more harder because we struggle now, and then now if they put a VAT, we're going to struggle because the prices of the bread will go up, the taxi fare will go up, so many things, that the clothing, we will struggle, even as the poor people, it's going to be bad for us.
The Democratic Alliance, the second biggest party in the country's ruling coalition, says the tax base is too small to carry additional tax increases without choking investment and further damaging the economy. It's the first time in post-apartheid South Africa that a budget hasn't been passed. Parties in the coalition government rejected a proposal to increase VAT because it would hit the poor. But it leaves a $3 billion hole in the Treasury and the Finance Ministry having to pay for social services hit by Trump's aid cuts. South Africa has a budget of about $110 billion and unions want the government to cut its own spending first.
Workers are struggling to cope with the rising cost of living. Electricity, transport, food, other essential goods that workers spend most of their salaries on have actually increased by far above inflation. Workers' salaries often don't keep pace with inflation. Most workers are supporting relatives who don't have jobs, and they're heavily indebted. So any additional money coming out of workers' pockets each month makes it even more difficult. Workers are not surviving as is, and a VAT hike treats everybody the same, whether you're rich or poor. Workers don't really have any spare money to give.
Trade unions are urging the country's tax authorities to tackle tax evasion and customs fraud, which could bring millions of dollars into government coffers. They also want the government to support the ailing state-owned electricity supplier so that consumers and industries have access to reliable electricity that can boost the economy. Mavis and others like her are hoping that whatever the coalition government decides won't mean taking more money out of her pocket. Crystal Orderson, TRT World, Cape Town.